Hey, now, can I have a 5x5 with my voice and the video now? Not for the trailer, but it'll be good whilst we wait for the people to arrive in the live stream. That would be awesome. So let me see who's in the house. Awesome. Just him and Maku. Right, thank you for the confirmation that the audio and visual is good. I figured out what the issue was on the recent live stream where everything looked really dark behind me. I was wearing a white t-shirt and it was bouncing the light back and then dark and everything. It took a while for us to figure out what was going on, but hopefully it's all good. It's gone blurry. See what I mean? One of these days I might go be able to afford some really decent high quality studio lighting. But until then, it is what it is, and it's all good. Right, I'm going to come out of the chat. Now we've got the confirmations out of the way. Let me see. Yes, quite an interesting little talk this morning. And I feel that this message, and it is a message really, if this message resonates with the majority of the global population, it will change the world. It's that crazy, but true. And we're going to get into some of it. And when you start to figure it out and understand it at this level, it's incredibly powerful. I've done a similar video on this recently on YouTube, and that's been demonetized, believe it or not. And all it is you can go from sad to happy in an instant. Only positive, good discussions, and they demonetized it. So it's very, very strange. So yep, it's all good. Right, okay, brilliant. So just a little update as well. I don't know if any of you guys who are aware, but a friend of mine on the channel, and I've had him on here and I've been on his name's Richard Vobes. He is currently on a ban for a whole week. Now, I've spoke to him before to say, look, you've got to be really careful of what you say, how you say it. And he just run with it, and they've banned him again. So you won't be able to watch anything on Richard Vobes' channel. I've spoke to him already, and there is a chance that we could be going live tonight at 8 p.m. So let me see what the reactions are in the comments about that. Because the stuff that I talk about, the stuff Richard talks about, and indeed others as well, we have to be careful. This is the fact. And if you think you could start a YouTube channel and you can start doing the things that I'm doing and not expect any sort of punishment, then I would put you at an extremely naive position. And I know it sounds horrible, but it's a true fact of censorship with online talking about real social issues and real truth, so we can best prepare for it. That's the whole message which I'm trying to convey. So the Vobster, yeah, it's awesome. So I'm not going to be aware that I'm going to go live with Richard until 5 p.m. I've given him a deadline. He's got stuff to do. He's going to be out and about anyway. So I won't know until 5. So I've got 2 choices of videos, one that I'm thinking of doing for tonight and Richard as well. So yes, get Richard on. That's great. I love Richard. So that's good. Awesome. So we got Wiggy. Oh my God, Richard is on the ban. Please talk to Richard. Is excellent. He's absolutely. And other people, banned for a week. We got Chris, loves Richard Vobes. So, and Nicola and Lizzie. Look at this toilet roll holder. Excellent. So yes, we won't know until 5 p.m. So if I get a confirmation from Richard that is going to be okay because he's mobile and provided he can get a good signal, I will break the news on either a YouTube short or in the community section or both. Okay, so giving people a heads up. So we will have to wait and see how that pans out. So that was like a little bit of up-to-date news. And yes, I know you guys are loving the t-shirts. I might even get some of that on my merch store because a few people have asked about, wow, I love the t-shirt. So yes, the title of this video, we are not here to save the world. Okay. Now, it's taken me a long time to come to the realization that, yeah, there's not much we can do as individuals, putting all our energies and effort in an attempt to make the world a better place. Okay. And this come out of a live stream that I've done with Jason Brashears of Archaics in Texas. And I know we got some errands in the house, and Jason's a whirlwind, and I'm sure you'd agree, some of you guys who watch his stuff. And what he said to me on the live stream really resonated, and that sort of, this live stream now has bounced from that moment when he said, you know, we are not here to save the world. There's nothing we can do as individuals to change and to stop what's happening on that level. So, you know, when 2020 happened, and it was a horrendously challenging, changing time. I'm sure we all agree on that, right? And it's made a lot of people wake up, to coin a phrase, or to become aware of how we are being manipulated and lied to. I mean, it has been for centuries, to be fair. So when you get that frustration, when you see people who are complying to the bullshit, and it's so frustrating. I know it, and I feel that you have it too. Now, it's so difficult to go home and say to yourself, I've tried my best, excuse me, to wake up as many people as possible. And it's like, it's just not sinking in. People are not getting it. What the hell is wrong with these people? Why don't they wake up? Well, all I can say to all of us who have felt that, and I know we've felt that, and I know we've had it, and I know it's frustrating. I've been there, you've been there, and everyone watching this has probably been there too. So try and put it in a physical form about what we're talking about. Someone is fast asleep, okay? And you go up to them and you shake them, wake up, for God's sake, can't you see what's going on? How do you think that person's going to react? It's going to be something like, oh my God, what's going on? What are you doing? Who the hell do you think you are? Just stop it, leave me alone. It's really important to understand that as a visual representation of what we're trying to convey in this message here, okay? What about if that person's fast asleep and you go gently, hey, wake up, it's okay. And then they wake up and they're going like, oh, what's going on? Oh, who are you? Oh, well, was I asleep? Oh, thanks. So we can use those two physical definitions of that in our everyday life, okay? So personally, when I see people who I interact with, when I'm out in public, etc., and rather than, you know, get angry and bitter and frustrated, and I know it is, and it's up to us to try and understand how we feel and try to change it to a more positive feeling, rather than allow ourselves to lower our vibrational tone to get angry, bitter, and horrible, because it doesn't make us feel good, right? So it's really interesting, the dynamics about how to get this point across. So we have to be aware that at one point in time, you was asleep and so was I. I was that guy who would, you know, go to the pub with my mates, who would do some football bets, and would go to the high street and buy some nice clothes. I was that guy, and I had no idea at all about how and why the world is being run the way it is. We're talking sociologically, if that's a term. But when you do wake up, when something triggers you in your mind to look at the world in a different way and think, actually, what is really important, you know, behind all of the bullshit and the madness? And what's the madness? Now, you know, most people would get up and do a 9-to-5 job. They have to do this. They have to earn money to survive. For that money, you're going to die. And when you earn all that money, you've got to pay all the taxes. There's not much left. And your quality of life, your standard of living is absolutely shit compared to multi-billion and trillionaires. Imagine the lifestyle that they have. They don't have to worry at all about any financial situations or anything. Whatever they need, they can spend money to fix their problems, as it were. But it doesn't detract from the fact that they are probably lonely. They're not experiencing a quality of life of what we should be having, if that makes any weird sense. So it's a strange conundrum that we feel that we need to do our bit to save the world. You know, we all have to contribute in some way. Well, in some weird way, we can. But the most important thing to try and remember is you have to walk your journey, the things that you truly like to do. Intuition is a major part of this. Okay, so your gut feeling, and I've spoken about it so many times, and some get it and some people don't, and I understand. A long time ago I really didn't understand, but when I've become more aware after I've woken up, etc., you get to start to trust your instinct. Right or wrong, go with it. And when you do, then you end up walking on your true path. So when you're walking on your true path, the things that you personally like to do, not what you think you should like because other people are telling you to like this, something that you're gravitated towards. So it all boils down to some form of creativity. You're creating something. Okay. Now, what you choose to create, if it's a positive, good feeling thing, that sounds like a good path to walk on. If you want to start to create negative, bad things, okay, then that's the path that you're walking on, and you're going to possibly be ended up with countless amounts of bad luck, things going wrong, etc. Okay, when you're walking on a good path, opportunities do happen. They present themselves seemingly by random. And I often say to myself, even now, after all these years of being awake or being more aware, that I say to myself, what are the chances of that happening? That cannot be a coincidence, what just happened. There's no way. And when you start having these coincidences on a regular basis, constantly, and it feels good, then you know somewhere inside that you are on your right path. Okay. If you're working in a factory, packing ice creams or whatever it is that you do, and you don't really enjoy it, you don't like doing it, you don't feel like you're earning enough money to give yourself an opportunity to relax and enjoy yourself, like going on holiday abroad or whatever it is, you know, all of the time that you accept your position as, I don't like my job, it makes me feel bad, I have to do this. All I'm here trying to say to you is you don't have to if you don't want to. And it's all about empowering yourself. Okay, at the end of the day, you watching right now are the most important person in your life before anyone else. Now, if you want to put other people or whatever else before you, then it's up to you. I'm here trying to tell you that it's a real good thing to put yourself first. Do what you want to do, what you like to do, because lots of the conundrums swirling around that is fear. Fear stops a lot of people doing what they really want to do. When I say things like the cities are not safe places to be, we can see the change, we can feel the energy, we can see towns and cities slowly falling apart and decaying. And then you're finding yourself in that environment. And if you really speak to yourself and ask the question, am I happy here in this environment? And most people would probably say, I'm not really happy here. I don't really like living here anymore. This city, this town used to be great 30 years ago. Now it's not nice. I don't enjoy walking around and looking at shifty people and seeing the decay. And I don't even feel safe going outside when it's nighttime, when it's dark. So you have to ask yourself, am I truly happy in that environment? And if the answer is no, then how about doing whatever you feel you need to do to change that situation? Like I said, the most important people in this equation is ourselves. Okay, so if we can find ourselves on that right path and we learn, we grow, and we evolve, and we help other people when we can, but not as a priority. We do it when we can, when we feel we need to. Don't make it a priority to go and help loads of people all the time, because when you're doing that, you're putting your energy out there, helping all these people, when yourself is suffering because you're not feeding yourself good growing energy. Okay, you have to try to put that focus, the energy back onto yourself. And I've done it before. I've even gone to the bathroom, looked in the mirror, and I've spoken to myself in the mirror out loud, not shouting, but just talking like we are now. And look at yourself in the mirror and just ask yourself, I'm not joking, if you've never done this before, or if you're scared that if you do this, you're going to think, oh God, I'm a bit of a wacko here. There's fear, and fear is what controls a lot of people, like the thumbnail, psychological warfare. You know, the amount of pain and suffering and unnecessary anguish which is going on most of the time are thoughts that are in your own mind. It's that simple, really. You enslave and you trap yourself in your own Easter egg, your inside, and what you choose to fill that up with is what you want to do. So basically, what you think about, what you put out there, that energy just basically comes back to you. So if you're walking around fearful and you're scared and you're worried and you're concerned and you're pissed off with how crap your life is, and you think about it a lot, all you're actually doing is you are feeding that and growing it. So what I'm trying to say is, if it feels bad and you think about it and you concern yourself with it and you worry about it and you think and feel about that a lot, all you're going to do is to make that bigger and bigger and bigger. Now, like I said, the video that I done a while back, which has been demonetized, that you can make yourself feel from sad to happy like that. You can. Anyone can do this. All it needs is the awareness to know that you can do that at any time. Just say, you know, you're upset, you're really pissed off about something else that's happened and it's getting you down and you're thinking about it and you're making it worse and worse and worse and worse. You can just literally just go, hold on, stop. What am I actually doing here? And having that awareness to think like that during a time like that is really, really powerful. It's one of the most powerful things that anyone can accept is the truth. You can do that. And I've done that loads of times. And, you know, you can wake up in the morning, you look on your phone, and do you know what? One of the biggest issues are these bloody phones. Now, just imagine what it would be like if you just turned the phone off, left it at home, and just went out all day and had a lovely day. You're not going to be having that that impulse to check your phone. What's going on? Why do I feel I need to know what's going on anywhere around the world at any second, multiple times? Because we can't change what's going on in Israel. We can't change what's going on in Ukraine. We can't change what's going on in Montreal or wherever it is. There's nothing we can actually do. So here's the thing. All of the time that you are concentrating on yourself and you are focusing on your journey, and you can feel yourself getting more intelligent, more efficient, more smarter, more relaxed and more happy, all of the time that you're feeling like that, and you're choosing to shine your power and your energy into that path, that's just going to grow. And the weird thing is, there's this guy who's wrote this book. I don't know if any of you guys have seen that before, Stalking the Wild Pendulum. Okay. Isaac Bentov. That guy was an absolute genius. And he done this diagram. And unfortunately, I can't show you. But when you think of it as like a drawing or a picture, okay, so you've got the person stood there on the line, and all of the thoughts and energies that the guy or the girl is thinking about comes out from that person's head like an upside down triangle, going further and further and further, okay? And that person is stood on the circle, like the planet, for example. And then when you look at where the Earth's layers are, the ionosphere, the stratosphere, and all the rest of it, and when it turns in from the sky going into space, that thin line where it just changes, all of that big outer circle, all of these energy thoughts go up to that circle, and that layer is what all of the people on the planet are doing. So all of the people, all of these lines coming out, when they come out like this, at some point, they're going to cross over. So this person's thoughts, and this portion up here is blended together. So when you've got the overwhelming majority of the planet putting out scareful, fearful thoughts, and it's all mixing up together, it seems like all of that negative energy up there just slowly comes back down again, mirrored onto us. Now, what would happen if we was to all think and feel positive, happy? We're only thinking about ourselves. I'm not here to change the world. I'm just here to experience things and to learn and evolve. And if I can, or when I can help other people conclude the same thing. That's what this whole video is about. I'm trying to help people realize that this can be done, and if this was to happen, the whole world would change in a friggin' instant. It would change in an instant. Why? Because we are not thinking about saving the world, because as individuals we can't. But if we evolve ourselves to such a point, then we are finally on our true path. We are doing things that we really enjoy. We are creating. Everything is really awesome. Opportunities will happen. Wow. Money will just appear from anywhere. It's really bizarre, but when you find yourself on that path, that truly happens. Now, what would happen if everyone started to be in that position and put their energy out there? All of the energy would come back to everyone, whether they're thinking or believing in this or not. The whole world would change. All of the people above who think they're running the show would have zero power. The only way that these people can remain in some form of control is to try their best to make sure that all of us are scared of something. Okay? What happens if you say, do you know what? No, I'm not going to fall for it. I'm not going to believe in it. Don't care. This is my journey. And some people might say, do you know what? That's really selfish. And in a weird way, it is, because it's the self. And ish is all you're doing is you are focusing your energy to what you want to get, what you want to get out of life, how you want to be, what you want. That's your focus. And you think about it, and all of these thoughts will be positive if that's what you want to put out there, and all of these cool things will happen. It's bonkers. I'm just going to pop into the chat quick because there's only 500 people in it now. That's incredible. Well done, guys. Thank you. You guys are crazy in a good way, but it's true. It really, really, really is. So when you find yourself on that path, you are giving off an energy around you. And I can't tell you how big the energetic field is. Maybe 10 meters and a big circle above and below. Like you've got a 10-meter globe all the way around you as you're walking along. And if you're thinking and you're on your journey and you're being good and you're being helpful, you're growing, you're learning, you're evolving, and you're not scared of anything at all, that energetic field is invisible. But when you come in contact with other people, they enter within 10 meters of you. So you go into a shop, a pub, you're walking down a high street or whatever it is, or you get on a bus, people are picking up on the energy and people feel it. It's like a subconscious thing. They're not really aware, but they are probably feeling in some weird way inside them. What is it about that girl? What is it about that guy? They're different. And it's almost like these people are putting off that fearless energy, and it's addictive. It really is, because deep down we would all like to live our lives without any fear at all, without any fear. And the more you start becoming aware, the more fearless you become. And the more fearless you become, i.e., you don't really get upset too much, you don't really get scared of anything. One of the most important things to take from all of this, right, and it's worrying about what other people are thinking about you. Why would you consciously want to allow your really amazing positive energy to focus on what someone else thinks about you? Let it go. Don't worry about it. You can literally wear whatever you want, whatever makes you happy. You can go where you want, do what you want. And if you can do that, and people are going, ah, look at him, he looks ridiculous, and you're just going, well, I feel good, it's their problem, because they are used and they are being indoctrinated into a system of some form of uniformity. So the fashion high street, everyone goes to the high street. Oh, I don't know what to wear. All the selection is this. Okay, so I'm going to wear that. You go down the high street and everyone's wearing the same sort of style of clothes. All that's doing is that's destroying individuality. It's becoming part of the collective. And it's all because of by design. Now, these fashion designers and even people who come up with colors being worn or being used is a few years in advance. Have you ever wondered why when new cars get released all across the board, they're all pretty much the same colors? Why is that? There's a hell of a lot of money and research spent into coming up with colors to be used for certain things, because colors are frequencies. colors mean a lot. And like, you know, my partner said to me, blue is the color which is used to convey a message. It's a communication color. Green, when we go to the woods where we're surrounded by nature and fields, calms us and makes us relaxed. All of these colors can be used for all different things. And there's a reason why certain colors or certain clothes in certain seasons are what they are. Because the masters who are aware of the powers of energy and color know what they're doing, and they can literally play all of this frequency that we give off just by manipulation. And when you break out of all of that and you start to realize this and think, actually, I don't need to go to the high street to buy my clothes. I get drawn to the things that I like, not what I think other people would like. That's the thing. Because now you are being an individual. You're not being part of the collective madness soup of how we're all being played. So when you are walking on your path and you are giving off your true energy because you're not worried what other people think, you're doing what you want to do, what makes you happy. And then all of the times you're on that path and you follow your intuition, you make decisions based on what it feels like in there. Do I turn left or do I turn right? A split second before you can even understand, something inside told you turn left. And then you start looking at it with your other side of the brain and going, hold on, if I turn right, looking over there, it looks like there's a city over there. That's where I need to go. So you go right, and then you end up with roadblocks, chaos. It takes ages. You get diverted. Where if you was to listen to your instinct and turn left, you would have probably ended up there. But along the way, you could have met really interesting people, which you think, what are the chances of me bumping into this guy when I've pulled in at this pub to use the toilet? I'm on my way out, and we just get chatting about anything. Oh my God, this guy's doing similar things than I am. Coincidences? No. For a reason, you're already projecting an energy out there to attract like-mindedness, and you just change. Now, when people, you, me, and everyone else, when people realize that that's how it's done, we can change the world that way by doing what we feel we need to do on our own paths. We can change the world that way because the energies that we're putting off, asleep people, whatever you want to call it, will be attracted to them, thinking, why is it about that guy? Why isn't he not scared? Why is he doing this? Why is he talking about that? Why is he doing that in a more clever, efficient way than I am? Why am I like this and why is he like that? And then maybe they pick up on some of that energy and they take that away. It resonates with them. They start waking up, using their intuition, and then they change. That's how we change the world without trying to think too much about changing the world. Because we all know, we all feel it, that this simulation that we're in right now is a very, very difficult one. We are all here for a reason at this time to do what we need to do. And if we allow ourselves to get sidetracked and go down the mainstream narrative, collective bullshit road, then we are just going to waste our energy. We're going to live a long lifeline. We're not going to achieve half of the things that we wanted to do. We're going to be stuck in a rut. We're going to be trapped in the rat race, etc. And this is how evil wins. How good wins is to forget all of that, focus on ourselves and do what we feel we want to do. People will pick up on that energy and they will in turn change and they will give off that energy and someone else will come into their energy and they will change as well. And over time, all of these positive energy transformations will just spread. And then at that point, there's nothing that them arseholes can do about it. It's too late. The game's up. Because they rely on us to be in fear. And when you lose that fear, they can't have any control over you at all. Oh, there's a parking fine. Oh my God, I better pay it. Do you know what? No, I'm not going to pay it. I don't care. Let that fine turn into thousands and thousands of pounds. I don't care. I choose not to let it worry me. Chuck it away, whatever. You are displaying in some small energetic term that you do not allow yourself to be feared because of this sort of thing. It's really bizarre. All of these. Oh, Shiva. Awesome. Good to see you in the house, brother. Shiva Shampoo. You never guess where that guy lives anyway. And he has cats, many cats. It's awesome. I'm just looking in the chat right now. Yeah, boiling frog. This is why they create wars. Yeah, I remember David Oakes. I saw David Icke in 2010, I think it was, in Brixton. And he said, what would happen to war if no one turned up to fight? There you go. It's a really good, easy, simple question. It is. Because whilst we're on a subject of, I'll put it on the screen, whilst we're on a subject of negative stuff and wars and all of that sort of thing, the only way that wars can exist if people fall for it. People sign up and they do as they're told. You know, when you join the military, they're basically turning a powerful human being into a machine, which just adds on to, you know, the negative killing of other human beings. It doesn't really achieve or solve anything. But what it does do is it helps a lot of people in business earn a lot of money from creating R&D, arms and devices to kill other human beings. So they are benefiting on the death and the misery of many others on the planet. So that's true. What would happen if no one turned up to fight? Can you imagine? Can you try and understand how much money is being spent on things that can hurt and kill other human beings? It way outweighs the opposite, which is how much money is being spent on helping people. What about books about herbal remedies, how to make yourself well without having to rely on pharmaceutical bullshit? There's a huge, big difference. It's a massive difference. So yeah, what would happen if no one turned up to fight? Steve, yeah, the Celestine prophecy, true. The film's a bit cheesy, but it gets the point across, and I absolutely believe it's an incredible thing. And you know, you have preppers and you have aware preppers. And I know it sounds horrible to segregate, but it's a fact. Okay, there's people out there who are prepping who don't believe in any of this stuff. And like I say, you can have all the experience in survival. You can have all of the kit, all of the equipment, all of the books. But if you've got no intuitive thought, you haven't developed that gut feeling, you're unaware of positive and negative energies, you are just a baseline prepper. You've not evolved through the spectrum of color to become an aware prepper. Okay. And one of the most important things is intuition and the ability to not be afraid. Not be afraid. As simple as that. I think one of the things is so many people are scared of dying. Scared of dying. Well, let me tell you this. When you feel that you've finally found your true path of what makes you happy and you can grow and evolve, you're going to get really intelligent. It'll blow your mind. And when people measure intelligence, what we are taught to believe is if you've got loads of A grades, you went to all of the posh universities and everything, all you're doing is you are being rewarded for remembering things. That's not intelligence. Okay, that is not intelligence, remembering things. Intelligence is being faced with a problem or an issue and navigating around it with what you can get, what you can use, and you find a faster, more intelligent, clever way to do things. That is intelligence in my book. So it's really sad because you can have all of the smartest Oxford brains, okay, and they know all of this stuff. You stick them in a survival situation, a lot of the time they're just going to fall apart. They wouldn't have the intelligence to survive and evolve in that situation. They just wouldn't know because their area of expertise, their so-called intelligence, is the history of England. How is that going to help someone when real life things happen and you need to become really smart, really clever and navigate through it? Oh, I don't know what to do. How is that person intelligent? That is a good question, actually. It's true, because when you become aware of all of these things, you are going to rapidly grow your intellect like you would not frigging believe. You wouldn't believe it. You could be doing the same thing for 20 years, however you make your coffee or whatever it is. And then one day, for some strange reason, you do it in a completely different way. Then you discover, wow, that is much more smarter. It's cheaper, it's quicker, it tastes better. Wow, why didn't I do that before? Because your energy is growing, and your intelligence is growing with it. You're getting really clever. You're getting really smart. And then when you're going through these, wow, how come I'm doing this differently? I've never done it this way, but I'm doing it this way all of a sudden. That is a confirmational fact that you are evolving as an intelligent human being. Simple as that. So when you feel you need to go to some institution and you get awarded all of these awards and grades and everything else, all you're doing is just having a pat on the back. Oh, well done. You've remembered all the questions. Here's the exam. You passed them. That's not intelligence. That is not. But this is what the control field is having people believe in. And it's just not the case. It's absolutely not the case. I think one of the person termed it as 100th monkey syndrome. Yeah, you look into that. There we go. Boiling Frog. Yeah, go watch Jordan Maxwell. It'll blow your mind. Yeah. I was aware of Jordan Maxwell back in 2008, and I was messaging. We was talking together, and there was scope before I'd done a YouTube channel that we was going to write a book. Jordan Maxwell is a crazily aware, intelligent guy who passed recently. Okay. Now, I always wanted to get him on the YouTube channel, but unfortunately he died before that could happen. Jordan Maxwell, if you're unaware, look into his stuff. I got loads of his books, loads of DVDs. I found out where he was in the States and I was emailing him. An intelligent, really good guy. He has been heavily researching for over 50 years. Okay. Excuse me. And yes, the world is not what you think. It absolutely is not. It's not. Control, politics and religion. Yeah, if you escape both of those two constructs, you basically own your freedom, because lots of the traps that are designed to enslave you and to control you and to make you disempowered lie within politics and religion. Absolutely, 100%. Max Spies, yeah, I know Max. Max Eigen, good guy. Yeah, in fact, it would be really cool for me one day to go over to the States, meet up with Jason and Martin and Max as well. I'd love to do a deep dive session with those guys. It would be awesome. It really would. So we are concluding this live stream now. Thanks for all of your support, everyone. It really, really helps. And the live stream tonight is going to be mind-blowing. It's going to be at 8 p.m. Okay, so make sure that you try to remember to watch, because I'm aware the shadow ban is real. Not everyone's getting notifications, and there is a chance that Richard Vobes and I could be going live on this channel. But it all depends on how Richard is, and when I hear back, I will update you guys in the community section. So stay tuned. Okay, it's all good in the hood. So yeah, thanks for watching, you guys. Have a blissful day. Remember what I said. Don't be scared about stuff. What you think about is what you get back. So if you want loads of shit, think about loads of shit. Simple as that. You can change your energy in an instant. It's just being aware that you can. And don't worry what other people think. Don't care. People knock me, whatever. There was a long time ago where I'll be going, oh my God, Jesus, they're making me feel bad. And I'm thinking about it, and I'm making that bad feeling massive. And it overtakes everything else. And then when I go to bed and I'm thinking, all day I've spent worrying and I've wasted an entire day. Every day is a new day. Every second is a new second. And what we decide to do with that is down to us. What you put out, you get back. So we'll see you tonight at 8 p.m. here live. It's going to be awesome. You guys take care. Thanks for watching. Stay funky.